Welcome to this session on dictionary based compression. In the coming in this particular session, we will study about what exactly we mean by dictionary based compression. We'll study one of the techniques of dictionary based compression and also solve an example and see what are the outputs that is expected from this sort of compression. So let's look at the definition of dictionary based coding. So what do you mean by dictionary based compression? In dictionary based compression, uh, it reads an input data and looks for group of you can say symbols that appear in a dictionary. Okay, and if such a string of symbols is found, okay, a pointer or an index into the dictionary can be put instead of the code for each symbol. Okay, and then and this is how it strives for compression. So the funda here is that the longer the string, the better will be the compression ratio. Yeah, so dictionary technique generally uses simple coding techniques, and also uh, there is a concept like when you're talking about dictionary compression, okay, or rather a dictionary, then you have what you call as the static dictionary. Okay, static dictionary is used like a list of references. Okay, but the problem with the static dictionary is that whenever you are transmitting the text, okay, along with that you have to also transmit the static dictionary of that text as well. Okay, but you can always overcome this by adapting a technique, okay, where you have a dictionary which applies the adaptive schemes. Okay, that means so uh, the Lempel-Ziv data compression algorithm, okay, it is a dictionary technique, okay, and it achieves data compression. So what it believes in is that if the source is generating recurring patterns, then for such frequently occurring patterns, a dictionary will be maintained. Okay, and any pattern at the input is compared with the data in the dictionary, and accordingly the encoding is done. So if the probability of the frequently occurring patterns is already known, or then a static dictionary is maintained. Okay, otherwise, okay, LZW mostly it goes for adaptive or dynamic dictionary. Okay, so all the letters initially of the source alphabet are stored in the dictionary, and as and when any pattern is coming, okay, a new index is stored or is new index is set in the dictionary. Okay, and the pattern gets coded. Okay, and for this purpose it uses a code table. Okay, what it does is it uses a code table to store this code that is generating for the reoccurring symbols or reoccurring pattern strings in the given symbol data. Okay, and for that it the table which it maintains, okay, can accommodate up to 4096 entries. Now the best part of this is when you take this table, the very first code starts from 0, okay, and the last code goes up to 4095. Now in the given table, okay, the given code table, the first 256 entries, that means from code number 0 to code number 255, will always contain a a code for single bytes of data. Okay, and the actual compression code starts from the 256th entry. Okay, and that goes up to 4095. Okay, so from the 256th entry in the code table, okay, the compress this particular LZW algorithm starts to find the reoccurring patterns and stores them one by one in the code table. Now how does, so this is, I am talking about the compression method. Okay, how does the opposite happen? That means the decoding or the decompression happens. Okay, when this LZW is doing the decompression, it takes the same code table, okay, and the uh, data which is to be decompressed. Okay, for the decompression, what it will be having, it will having the code. Okay, so it reads the code one by one, and that code it tries to find where it is in the code table. Now against the code, whatever symbols are written, okay, or whatever characters are there, those characters are written, or you can say those characters are fetched and put in the decoded message, and that's how the decompression happens. Okay. Here we will take an example of LZW compression. Okay, what we will do is take this example where we are given a string BA, B double A, B triple A. In the next slide, I have explained in a diagrammatical format how the LZW compression works. So you can see over here in 6 steps I have explained exactly how you encode the string using the LZW compression. Okay, so what we have over here, okay, is B A, B double A, B triple A. So first we know that the first 256 entries are for the single alphabet, okay, or single symbols. Yeah, so first it will read the first symbol B, so it probably stores it at 66. Okay, then it encounters the next single symbol, that is A. Okay, and that it stores at 65. Now as it moves further, it will start observing certain patterns over here. Okay, the first pattern, supposedly if it encounters as BA, so we know that in the LZW compression, okay, in the code table, the first 256 entries are for what, that is 0 to 255. Always we have the single input symbols, okay, and the double input symbols or any pattern starts from the 256th entry. Okay, so here BA, that being the first encountered pattern, will be stored as 256. Then if it encounters the next pattern, supposedly AB, then it will be stored as 257. Okay, so continuing, okay, going further, if it encounters at the next pattern as B double A, then that gets stored as 258. Okay, and further moving ahead, it then encounters a pattern of ABA. Okay, so that will be get encoded as 259. And then moving ahead, as it is scanning the string more further, it will come across one more pattern, maybe double A, so that will go and go on to be encoded as 260. Okay, further if we, I have just shown it as 6 steps only, but further अगर ये continue हुआ और उसने find out किया कि नहीं एक और मेरे पास pattern है of triple A, तो that might get stored as 261. Okay, so ये कब तक continue रहेगा, जब तक वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पैटर्न्स फाइंड आउट नहीं करता, तब तक ये प्रोसेस कंटिन्यू होता जाएगा, एंड इट विल ओनली स्टॉप either after all the patterns have been found out, or the table limit of 4096 values has been reached. Okay, so I hope you have understood how the LZW compression happens. Now we look at LZW decompression. So what I have done is I have got an output sequence, okay, from the previous example only I am continuing. Okay, supposedly this is the output sequence जिसके लिए मेरे को previous example में whatever code table I had produced, okay, I may have to refer it. Okay, because यहाँ पे देखो symbols मेरे को क्या मिला है, sequence 66, 65, 256, 257, 65 and 260. So let's go to the next slide where I have explained in the diagram form how the steps of decompression are achieved. Yeah, so let's look at how the compression is decompression is done. Okay, first symbol क्या है, first rather output sequence क्या है, 66. so मेरे को पता है, अगर मैं लास्ट वाला पिछले एग्जाम्पल का मैं कोड टेबल इफ आई refer, okay, I know that in that 66 I had stored for the string b. okay, so मेरा encoder output में first symbol I will write as b. Then next output sequence is 65, and if I refer the code table from the previous example, 65 I had stored for the string a. So in my encoder output I will write after b a. Then my next output sequence is 256. okay, same previous code table I have to refer, and in that I will find that कि 256 मैंने कोड किया था किस पैटर्न के लिए, बी ए के लिए. सो इन माई एनकोडर आउटपुट आफ्टर ए आई विल राइट बी ए. Then in the output sequence my next sequence is 257. okay, so if I refer the code table, previous code table, in that 255 was the code word stored for the pattern ab. so in my encoder output after ba I will write ab. Then after 257 the next output sequence is 65. okay, so 65 we know that it is a symbol or code word stored for the symbol a. so after ab I will write in the encoder output a. Then comes the output sequence number 260. if I refer the previous code table, then in that I find that 260 was the code word for the string pattern double A. So after A in the encoder output I write double A. Okay, so this is how for any given sequence output you perform the LZW decompression. So that gets us to the end of this session on dictionary based compression. I hope you have understood this topic. Thank you.